So today is story time. Yes, I'm going to tell you a story about this weekend's adventure. So this weekend was the super blood wolf moon. Did you know that? Did you see it? Comment below and let me know if you went and saw it, or you know even what I'm talking about. If you don't, I do have a blog post all about what it is, when it was, all the details. Description is in the link below. But yeah, so it was a spontaneous trip to go see this natural phenomena called the super blood wolf moon eclipse. Say that 3 times fast. So yes, I did a spontaneous trip. It was cloudy here in California, everywhere. And obviously, if you want to see the moon, it has to be clear skies. So then I decided, well, I'm not gonna see it. It's just not gonna happen. But I started looking around and found that Alabama Hills was supposed to be mostly clear skies. So I debated, am I gonna go spend the money with the possibility of not even seeing it, or should I just take my chances and go see it? Obviously, I went and tried. Now, Alabama Hills is about a 5-hour drive from where I'm at. So off I went, and I went a little bit late. So I was getting a little nervous, like, oh my gosh, I hope I get there on time. I wanted to both do landscape, sunset shots, as well as getting the moon rise and then getting the full eclipse. So I had multiple things that I wanted to do out there. I rolled into Alabama Hills about 4:30, which was just on time for sunset. I got some amazing sunset photos, and so I can't share them all with you because it would take like an hour to go through a slideshow, but here are some of my favorites. So it was partially cloudy. I was nervous. Please, I just want to get the moon. So I got so caught up in taking these sunset photos that I was like this close to missing the moon rise coming over the mountains on the east side. But I made it there in time as well and got some really cool shots there. The moonrise was scheduled for 6 o'clock, which left me a ton of time to be able to go get some dinner and be ready for the eclipse. That was supposed to happen about 8 o'clock. So I went and had some dinner. I headed back to Alabama Hills, and then when I got there, it was cloudy, like completely cloudy. I was sitting under an open patch of blue sky, but you could see the moon behind the clouds. It was nice and bright, so the clouds were lit up there, but it wasn't showing through. It was just cloudy. So I sat in my car and just hoped. I was like, please just come out. It was right on the edge of the clouds, right where the opening was, but I was getting pretty discouraged because I didn't think I was gonna get the shot. So with the moon being right on the edge of the clouds, it started to peek through and then it would hide, and then it'd peek through and then it would hide. And so what I ended up doing is I set up all my stuff and just waited and hoped. And I pointed my camera at the sky and waited for the moon to come out. I tried to get a few shots. Nothing worked because the clouds were moving, so everything looked blurry. Now mind you, the winds were insane that night, and so my camera was shaking, the tripod wasn't super steady. So again, feeling defeated, I got back in the car, sat there, and was like, well, you know what, it's just not gonna happen. So I sat there for a little while, I played with my phone for a little bit, and then I looked up at the sky and bam, there was the moon, full eclipse. Now, if you ever wanted to see me move fast, that was it. Talk about scrambling. I jumped out of the car, grabbed all my gear again, set it up, tried to get a few shots, and then the moon went away. So I ended up adjusting my car and hiding behind it because the wind was so crazy. Every shot I was getting was blurry. It was just not awesome. So I set up the car, angled it against the wind, hid behind it, and just waited. And I sat pretty much like this. My feet were going numb and I was really cold. But what I ended up doing is I stayed there for a little while, and I had two cameras set up. So I had my A7R3 with a wide angle lens on it, and then I had my A7R3 with my 100 to 400 millimeter lens, aiming up to get the moon. Then I had my A7R2 with my 24 to 70 millimeter lens, and I was just getting some nightscapes, just some landscapes with the stars. And I mean, Alabama Hills is really cool. It's got some really neat rock features, so I was getting that while I was waiting for the moon. Every once in a while the moon would peek out, I'd grab a shot or two, and then it would go away. And so we played this game until about 9:15 that night, and finally I got a couple really good shots. So talk about being excited. I wasn't able to get the full stages of the eclipse, but I did get these stages. So check this image out. So my thought is that I wanted to get the full stages of the eclipse so I could combine all those and share them with you guys. I only got exactly what I showed you, but talk about awesome. I was so excited that I even got that with how the clouds were playing games with me. So then my other thought is I wanted to combine two images in post. The landscape that I was getting with my A7R2 along with the moon image that I was getting with my A7R3 and the 100 and 400 millimeter lens. So that was my idea when I was in the field, and then this is the image that I got from it. Now I combined those photos in post. So the moon was taken with the 100 to 400 millimeter lens, completely zoomed in, trying to get that really close-up shot. The landscape image was taken with the 24 millimeter lens, and then what I did is I put them in Photoshop and combined them so I could get that really cool landscape image with the big moon in the background. So that was my final image that I got, and I'm just so thrilled with it. So with the moon image, my settings, I played with them a lot, and what I ended up liking was my ISO was at 2000, my shutter speed was 1 second, and my f was as low as that lens will go. It's the 100 or 400 millimeter G Master, and it's 5.6 is as low as it will go, extended out at that 400 millimeter. So that was how I captured the moon image. I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys like it. I wasn't able to get you guys like the behind the scenes video. The wind was insane, and it just wasn't going to work for a cool video to share with you guys. But I wanted to kind of tell you the story, walk you through everything, and share the images with you. So let me know what you guys thought, if you guys liked the storytelling or not. And then I did create a blog post about it, wrote up the story, and then also gave a little bit more explanation with the gear that I used, the settings that I ended up ultimately using, and then I share a bunch more photos. So make sure to head on over there. The link is in the description below if you want to see the full post about the super blood wolf moon eclipse landscape photography adventure. Whew, that is a mouthful. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to see daily images for me, check out my Instagram, because I do that, and then also I share behind the scenes while I'm out there in my stories. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and make sure to do that. And if you guys like this, give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it.